Hello and welcome to Hollywood Live. I'm Katie Shope, and my next guest is someone I'm really excited to introduce you to. His name is Diante Lawrence, and he is doing amazing things with his brand called Tae Tae. Hi, and welcome to the show.
Katie, I'm so happy to be here. So let's get into it. I'm so excited to sit here and talk to you.
Awesome, yeah. Could you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself and, of course, your brand?
Of course, I'm Diante Lawrence, people. Born and raised in the most magical place on the planet. Okay, for those that don't know what that is, Orlando, Florida.
Of course.
Right, so I'm the author and creator of Tae Tae and the Believers, a brand to, give an unshakable, imagery example for young Black boys and society as a whole.
I love that. What sparked you to start this brand?
That's a great question. It's just imagery, it's unbelievable the power of imagery that it has on our subconscious and our actions, right? So I personally am not happy with the imagery that I have seen, right, for people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking about what actionable steps can I take to change that? And that's what birthed Tae Tae and the Believers for young Black boys and society as a whole to now have that positive imagery and, that vision for generations to come.
Awesome, I love that. It's so powerful. Tell us a little bit more about your mission for your brand.
Oh, boom. I love this question. So ultimately, going off of what I was saying before, transforming generations to come. It's very important, and I'm sure the audience can relate to seeing people that look like them, but ultimately seeing people that don't look like them, but still garnering that same, inspiration. You know what I'm saying? So I created that brand. It's going to start with the book. Okay, then we're going to go into TV shows, movies, merchandise. So it just becomes that household name. So kids around the world are just going to grow up and look at Tae Tae as that character and be like, I could do this, I could do that, I could travel here, I could be this.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? And just really encompass that positive imagery that I believe that the world needs in spades right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I had the chance to flip through the book before we got on camera, and it is beautiful. How involved were you in the artistic design process?
Everything, right? So fun fact, this is actually me when I was 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Right? So
oh, that's awesome.
I gave that picture to my illustrator.
Okay.
He's in India, and he came up with that.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I was like, you're doing all the books.
Yeah.
Okay, so
amazing.
We collaborated on every single page. If we didn't like this, we adjusted it. And when you read through the book, you'll see the different dreams that Tae Tae had.
Okay.
Those are all the dreams that I had when I was 5, 7, 8 years old as well. So a little medicine in the candy.
Yeah, great. Is there one particular that you could share with us, one of the dreams in the book?
Yes. So an astronaut.
Okay.
So I'm a millennial, right?
Okay.
So when I was growing up, NASA had a commercial, and I was like, Mom, I want to go to space camp. I want to go to space camp for like 3 years straight. Didn't ever end up going to space camp, but it's one of those vivid dreams that I always remember that I wanted to be an astronaut at one point in my life.
Oh, amazing. So in the book, he goes through that process of having that dream?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So you've talked about them a bit. You're doing a ton of unique things in this space. Is there anything else you'd like to share about, specifically what your brand is doing?
Yeah, of course. So I just came back from the Orlando Science Center, so they had a fairy tale weekend. So I was invited to that to share Tae Tae. The NFL had a tackle reading initiative. They have a national initiative that they do every year. I'm invited to that to also share. I went to Atlanta for that as well. And what was super cool as well as this is the power of social media, right? This one gentleman from Louisiana, he takes a bunch of kids to Orlando, Florida to show them a different life, right? So he found me on Instagram along with a number of entrepreneurs in the Orlando area to really show these kids you can do so much more. You could be an author, you could be in real estate, you can be a mayor and all these things. So, and then of course, a lot of my friends are teachers.
Okay.
So getting into that classroom is one of the most fulfilling things there is.
I can imagine.
Just to see their wheels spinning.
Right. What is it that gets you up excited to go to work in the morning?
I believe my why is to be an example. So when I wake up, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice. There's one kid, he did a book report on Tae Tae. He was like 7. And when we do things, I don't believe we know the gravity of the things that we do.
Right.
But in his book report, he said, after reading the book, I now know that I can do anything as long as I believe, right? And that hit me, and I was like, whew. I was like, I wrote the book, but I didn't know it was gonna do that.
Right.
You know, so things like that is like, I put a weight on my shoulder, you know, but I'm built for it, and I have a responsibility to make sure, you know, this vision that God put in me comes to fruition.
Yeah, what a great testimonial. Thank you for sharing that.
So,
What kind of feedback do you get from parents who buy the book and are able to read it to their kids?
if you go on my social media, you'll see they love it, you know. And one of the things the reason why I have it in a hard copy is it allows them to have that bedtime where it's not necessarily a tablet. They get to sit with their kid, flip through the pages, right, read to them, and just have that physical interaction. You know, a lot of them love the imagery of it. They love the character, the pictures, the art, you know, and it's just something that they see as refreshing. They enjoy the story as well. And I've had a few parents literally, which was interesting to me, cry in front of me, tear up, because when they read the story, they were like, wow, you know, I had believers in my life that helped me achieve the dreams that I had. So.
Right. I love that. I'm sure you get emotional responses all the time.
Yeah.
What advice would you offer to anybody who's listening to this and maybe doesn't have that believer in their own life?
You have some great questions, you know. The advice that I would give is, one, you're put on here, this planet, for a reason. And I know it sounds very cliche, but you are put on this planet for a reason. And the advice I would give, if you don't have that in your immediate environment, go find it, right? And you can find it on YouTube. You can find it through a book. Let those people ultimately be your mentors. And the beauty of where we are in this day and age, you can meet those people, right? Those people will end up reaching out to you. So it does sound easier than it actually is, but just start with watching one inspirational video of somebody that you admire, even if they're not in your family.
Definitely.
And that's the advice I would give.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Where can people go to learn more about yourself and, of course, Tae Tae?
Of course, they could visit my website, taetaysworld.com, and then also follow us on Instagram, Tae Tae's World Official.
Okay.
That's the best two locations they can find us at.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Diante. I love learning more about yourself, and I can't wait to read the book myself.
Thank you, Katie. I loved it.
Thank you so much for watching Hollywood Live. As Diante just said, you can go to his website to learn more, and we'll be back after the break with another guest.